Alright, so for those who don't know, my name's Connor. I'm the indie game developer behind Wraith, and this is a recap of some of the things that I've managed to get done this week. The first thing was that I got a lot of feedback that the movement was very, very slow. The thing is that it isn't, if you use the sliding mechanic. The sliding mechanic is a little bit complicated, and not a lot of people seem to catch on that it's important. And I'm not quite sure how to fix that, but for now the solution is to just add a pop-up saying, "This mechanic is important, please use it." So step one to doing that is actually creating the pop-up menu. Alright, let's see if it works, Whoa, that is way too big. Okay, and the wrong font. Hold up. Alright, nice, that's it. With that, I moved on to working on to the next thing, which was the upgrading or progression system. So this is the roguelike, and I wanted you to progress by getting upgrades, but also by acquiring different items like grenades or healing packs that you would get to use later when you needed to. But if I want the player to be able to collect items, I need to create an inventory system. And so here's the plan for the inventory system. The player would be able to press a button to display the inventory on the screen without actually pausing the game, and then would be able to use their scroll wheel to scroll through the items and select whichever item they wanted to use. Uh-oh. Okay, in theory, when we press F, we should have our inventory popping up. Oh, okay, wait, that's popping up, but we're also crouching. What? Wait, that doesn't even make any sense. Alright, not really sure what happened here, but I lost the recording. Basically, both inputs had the same name, and that matters. Anyway, then I led on to having the item that you selected in your inventory be bigger than the rest of the items. That way you would know which one you were selecting. Okay, let's see if the inventory items scale when we select them, but no, it doesn't look like they are. Hold on. Okay, I added some images behind the text to see, and no, it doesn't look like they're scaling. Oh, I'm using the wrong cast, that's why. Okay, here I got it scaling on the Y, but it's not scaling on the X. Alright, our list view is doing something weird to the X-axis. Bro, why? Like, how do you fix the X-axis from stretching? I don't know what to do. Alright, so basically to create my inventory system, I was using what's called a list view widget. So it just takes a UI element that you made somewhere else and stacks them one on top of the other. So I was going to make a UI element for one item and then use the list view to stack it. But for some reason, the items were trying to fill the list view on the X-axis, which is why I couldn't give it a custom size and have that size change whether you were hovering over it or not. Anyway, I ended up giving up because it was a relatively small detail and moved on to making it so that you would be able to select the next item with the scroll wheel. Alright, let's see if it works. Okay, wait, they're not shrinking when they get deselected. Hold on. Oh, okay, I forgot to plug this one thing in. Okay, yeah. Nice, it works! Okay, now we need to wait for the player to actually gain new items. So my idea was that after every level that the player cleared, they would be presented with 3 boxes that would each have a different ability or item or upgrade or whatever. And they would be able to shoot that box and it would kind of explode, and then they would get the upgrade or the item of whatever box they picked, and the other boxes would disappear. Alright, so step 1 is to actually have a box in the environment. Let's go, we got a box! It's just a box, but still, progress. Alright, this is me creating what's called the geometry collection, which is just basically a collection of a bunch of pieces of the cube that I'm going to use to create the exploding effect. Okay, let's test it. Oh, okay, we're spawning the collection in, but it's not shattering. It's supposed to shatter. Hold on. Alright, this is my guess as to what's happening. So see these numbers here, these 3 numbers? Those are called the damage threshold. The damage threshold is what will determine how much damage you need to deal for things to shatter. But they're set to 1, so in theory, any amount of force should be strong enough to shatter them. So basically the way I'm damaging the collection is by adding a radial impulse to it. For those who are fellow game developers, know that that's not the way to do it. So buckle up, this is going to take a while. Okay, let's test it again. Still doesn't work. Bro, like, why? Okay, honestly, I have a feeling that it's just Unreal being stupid, so we're gonna relaunch Unreal. Alright, fingers crossed. Bro, like why though? Oh, that's progress. It's exploding when it hits the ground, but not on being shot. Okay, I tried exaggerating the impulse, so let's see if that works. Okay, no, it just makes it explode more after hitting the ground. What? Wait, that doesn't even make any sense. Okay, it's been an hour. I took an hour of a break and I have an idea. Okay? Ready, listen. An impulse will never actually fracture a geometry collection, right? Instead, it'll only fracture once it runs into something, which is why when I increase the intensity of the impulse, it'll explode more once it hits the ground because it hits the ground harder. So I fixed it by having an imaginary box that it'll collide with after I add an impulse. All right, so let's see if it works. Let's see, I'm like high hopes. Okay, all right, let's decrease, I don't even know. All right, so I didn't record it, but I ended up finally figuring it out. The answer is that you have to use what's called a physics field. This is an example of me who's still a beginner and doesn't know what I'm doing, but I watched this video, he explained everything just fine, and eventually we got this result, which looks freaking awesome. I turned off gravity too, so that everything, I think it looks really cool. I think I might turn off gravity on the glass and stuff and have it explode the same way because I think it looks really cool. It's nighttime now. Anyway, that isn't everything that I managed to do this week, but that is everything that I managed to turn into an interesting video. So I hope you enjoyed, and if you found it interesting at all, the best way to support me is by wishlisting my game.